We're going to start today reading a new poetry book by Rabindranath Tagore. The title is Crescent Moon. Okay, no more noises, okay? So, okay, let's start with the... Oh wow, it's indexed, the first line. Start with the home. Do you see them please? Okay. We can take turns. Esther, why don't you read the first one?
I paced alone on the road across the field, while the sunset was hiding its last gold like a misery.
A miser. Means a miser, right? So, okay. In the iBook, if you type, you click on it, it said show definition, and you're able to look at what it mean that word. Look up something called a copy or look up. Mine is look up. Miser is a penny pitcher. So it's a guy basically. It's a word more than frugal. Am I? It's.
The daylight sank deeper and deeper into the darkness, in the widowed land. Widowed. I'm sorry. Yes, right. Whose harvest had been reaped, lay silent. Suddenly, a boy's shrill voice rose into the sky. He traversed the dark unseen, leaving the track of his song across the hush of the evening. His village home lay there at the end of the wasteland, beyond the sugar cane field, hidden among the shadows of the banana and the slender areca palm, and the coconut and the dark green jackfruit trees. I stopped for a moment in my lonely way under the starlight, and saw spread before me, the darkened earth surrounding with her arms countless homes furnished with cradles and beds, mothers' hearts and evening lamps, and young lives glad with gladness that knows nothing of its value for the world.
Elijah, read the same thing for us.
The same poem?
We're going to have a two-person read the same poem so we understand well. So.
Okay. The home. I paced alone on the road across the field, while the sunset was hiding its last gold like a miser. The daylight sank deeper and deeper into the darkness in the widowed land, whose harvest had been reaped, lay silent. Suddenly a boy's shrill voice rose into the sky. He traversed the dark unseen, leaving a track of his song across the lush of the evening. His village home lay there at the end of the wasteland, beyond the sugarcane field, hidden among the shadows of the banana and the slender areca palm. Areca palm.
Eric, yeah, that's good.
The coconut and the dark green jackfruit trees. I stopped for a moment in my lonely way under the starlight, and saw spread before me the darkened earth, surrounding with her arms countless homes furnished with cradles and beds, mothers' hearts and evening lamps, and young lives with a gladness that knows nothing of its value for the world.
Esther, any comments on this poem? You don't think so? Elijah?
It's sort of like kind of hard to see. Well, the environment seems like it might be like somewhat like the environment with like the banana and like jackfruit and stuff. Like it kind of seems like it would be based around like a tropical island area. Maybe it's a poem about like natives and like their life. Almost, I don't know. And it is like a sunset.
We don't understand this guy lived in the beginning of last century, 19th century. Before that is before electronic light, and right, so no electricity around. So those times homes are different, and right, in the night time especially. So to look at it in the dark distance, to see homes in the wilderness, especially, or in a place where the land of Harris City, there are few people around, and right, few things growing there. So it's a little bit can be very warming, and right, so to the heart. So one walk in the night in the wilderness. So if I'm making sense, those days don't have phone communication, so people want to in the night. If you're wandering in the dark or walk in the dark, you want to see people, and right, so where it is. So, and talking particularly cradles, the beds, mothers, this real warm home feeling, right? So well, the next one I'm gonna have Naomi and the Noah to read for us, and Hila and I are gonna read the coming one. So
on the seashore. On the seashore of endless worlds, children meet. The infinite sky is motionless overhead, and the restless water is boisterous. On the seashore of the endless worlds, the children meet with shouts and dances.
What is boisterous?
Like loud?
Okay, read the definition for us.
How? I don't know.
Yeah, here we go.
Touch it until it's highlighted and then push look up.
Then put look up.
Lively, blustery.
Blustery. That a new word to me again. So, basically noisy. Full of life. So
they build their houses with sand, and they play with empty shells. With withered leaves, they weave their boats, and smilingly float them on the vast deep. Children have their play on the seashore of worlds. They know how to swim. They know not how to cast nets. Pearl fishers dive for pearls. Merchants sail in their ships, while children gather pebbles and scatter them again. They seek not for hidden treasures. They know not how to cast nets. The sea surges up with laughter, and pale gleams the smile of the sea beach. Death-dealing waves sing meaningless ballades to the children. Ballads? What's that?
do you know what that means? Is it like a song, military song actually? So, like soldiers,
Meaningless poems to children.
But not soldier. It's folk song. Common people sing. So.
Even like a mother while rocking her baby's cradle. The sea plays with children, and pale gleams the smile of the sea beach.
There's repetition here, right? So.
On the seashore of the endless worlds, children meet. Tempest roams in the pathless sky. Ships are wrecked in the trackless waters. Death is abroad, and children play. On the seashore of the endless worlds is the great meeting of children.
No, I go ahead.
On the seashore of endless worlds, children meet. The infinite sky is motionless overhead, and the restless water is boisterous. On the seashore of endless worlds, the children meet with shouts and dances. They build their houses with sand, and they play with empty shells. With withered leaves, they weave their boats and smilingly float them on the vast deep. Children have their play on the seashore of worlds. They know not how to swim. They know not how to cast nets. Pearl fishers dive for pearls. Merchants sail in their ships, while children gather pebbles and scatter them again. They seek not for hidden treasures. They know not how to cast nets. The sea surges up with laughter, and pale gleams the smile of the sea beach. Death-dealing waves sing meaningless ballads to the children, even like a mother while rocking her baby's cradle. The sea plays with children, and pale gleams the smile of the sea beach. On the seashore of endless worlds, children meet. Tempest roams in the pathless sky. Ships are wrecked in the trackless water. Death is abroad, and children play. On the seashore of endless worlds is the great meeting of children.
There's a repetition there, right? On the seashore, children meet, stuff like that. So, comments from Naomi?
I'm a bit confused. I don't really understand the poem very well.
Okay.
I don't understand what he's trying to communicate through it.
I think he tried to tell the innocence of the children, compared to other ways dealing with life.
Okay.
Seashore, the endless world meets in this place of converging together to see how different people handle lives, So
Yeah.
So it's more than a beach or children. It's the way approaching life is hinted here. So, but I might go ahead of Noah. Noah, what is your comments?
I think you made a good point. I think some poems don't have like a complex or hidden meaning, but there's a kind of an understanding that you can't express really that you gain pretty easily by reading a poem like this. And so yes, there is a contrast between the innocence and of the children and the dangers of the natural and age-old dangers of the world in which they play. And so I think it's really easy just to kind of feel the understanding of this poem than describe it.
There's an analogy here, is a construct here, the sea, and venture into the sea for pearls, for other things, for traveling. The sea comes with this danger, the tempest stuff that more likely is life in the world, right? So then the different people traveling, getting troubled by the sea or whatever, is speaking people in the world, life in the world. And then those who try to venture out to hunt the treasures, think they are safe, speaking about the truth of life, lost innocence like a child, right? So the children, however, even they facing the sea, but they stay in the shore of it. They enjoy the ocean and the seashore with innocent joys, So like they don't think about treasure is a treasure, therefore they don't need hundreds of pearls. They don't think the ocean need for them to venture into, therefore they are safe from the surging sea. So speaking about more, the children represent a kind of life, so that it seems to be peaceful and secured, or spared from the troubled world. It making sense to you guys? So yeah. Well, Kila, why not you read the third one?
Source. The sleep that will put on baby's eyes does any. I don't know how to exactly read a poem, so I'm sorry.
It's okay.
It just sounds like I'm reading a book. Does anybody know from where it comes? Yes, there is a rumor that it has its dwelling where? In the fairy village among the shadows of the forest. Dimly lit with glowworms, there hang two shy buds of enchantment. That's enchantment, right? For there it comes to kiss the baby's eyes, the smile that flickers on the baby's lips when he sleeps. Does anybody know where it was born? Yes. There is a rumor that young pale beam of a crescent moon touched the edge of a vanishing autumn cold, and there
Cloud. Autumn cloud.
And there the smile was first born in a dream of a well-washed morning.
A dew. You know dew, what it means.
Sorry.
Dew wash morning.
Sorry.
It's okay.
A dew-washed morning. The smile that flickers on the baby's lips when he sleeps. The sweet, soft freshness that blooms on the baby's
Limbs. Which is arms.
Yeah. Does anybody know where it was hidden so long? Yes, when the mother was a young girl, it lay pervading her heart in tender, silent mystery of love and sweet, soft freshness that has bloomed on the baby's lips.
That's a very beautiful poem, actually. It's talking about different parts of the baby, but thinking about the blessedness where it actually came from, so okay, my turn. Okay, guy, relax, okay? This is strange poems, can be very beautiful poems. You like it? You guys, you like it?
Yeah.
I like it. So the source, the sleep that fleets on baby's eyes. Does anyone know from where it comes? Yes, there is a rumor that it has its dwelling where in the fairy village among shadows of forest, dimly lit with the glue worms. There hang two shy buds enchantment. From there it comes to kiss baby's eyes. The smile that flickers on baby's lips when he sleeps. Does anyone know where it was born? Yes, there is a rumor that a young pale beam of a crescent moon touched the edge of a vanishing autumn cloud, and there is a smile of the firstborn in the dream of a dew-washed morning. The smile that flickers on baby's lips when he sleeps. The sweet, soft freshness and blooms on baby's limbs. Does anyone know where it was hidden so long? Yes, when the mother was a young girl, it lay pervading her heart in tender, silent mystery of love. The sweet, soft freshness that has bloomed on baby's limbs. That's a beautiful poem. So that's where Crescent Moon came from. This whole collection is called Crescent Moon. All this poem, you can see that more talking about the children. Am I innocent for child life? So, okay, Esther, your turn.
Oh, I'm reading it?
Yeah,
The same poem?
the next one.
Okay.
Oh, comments. I already commented. Do you have any comments?
What a weird poem.
Yeah. Okay.
Don't understand what's going on.
Yeah. And come back to it, understand more. So, words to chew on those things. So. Go ahead.
Baby's way. If baby only wanted to, he could fly up to heaven this moment. It is not for nothing that he did not leave us. He loves to rest his head on mother's bosom, and cannot even bear to lose sight of her. Baby knows all manner of wise words, though few on earth can understand their meaning. What? What's so funny?
Because that's is that Naomi made her laugh?
Yes. I did?
Yeah.
That's where I love that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. Somebody made you laugh. You don't need to be sorry. So welcome made you laugh. Shouldn't be sorry. Yeah, go on.
It is not for nothing that he never wants to speak. The one thing he wants to learn, mother's word.
You want is to learn.
Is to learn mother's word from mother's lips.
Mm-hmm.
That is why he looks so innocent.
Mm-hmm.
Baby had a heap of gold and pearls, yet he came like a beggar onto this earth.
Mm.
It is not for nothing he came in such a disguise.
Disguise.
This dear little naked mendicant.
Wow. I have no idea what that word means. Let's look at it. A beggar.
Pretends to be utterly helpless, so that he may beg for mother's wealth of love. Baby was so free from every tie in the land of the tiny crescent moon.
Oh, again. Mm.
It was not for nothing he gave up his freedom. He knows that there is room for endless joy in mother's little corner of the heart. And it is sweeter far than liberty to be caught and pressed in on her dear arms.
Mm.
Her. Baby never knew how to cry. He dwelt in the lands of perfect bliss. It is not for nothing he has chosen to shed tears. Though with the smile of his dear face he draws mother's yearning heart to him. Yet his little cries over tiny troubles weave in double bond of pity and love.
Mm. That's beautiful. Elijah, go ahead. What's happening?
That's so funny.
Oh no, there is a reason.
What would make you laugh? Let me understand it. You're just happy, that's okay then. So if you're just happy, that's okay. If somebody make you laugh, let's find it out. Well, you have that effect obviously on people. Go ahead.
If baby only wanted to, he could fly up to heaven this moment.
Mm.
It is not for nothing that he does not leave us. He loves to rest his head on mother's bosom and cannot even bear to lose sight of her.
Mm-hmm.
Baby knows all manner of wise words,
Mm-hmm.
though few on earth can understand their meaning. It is not for nothing that he never wants to speak.
Mm.
The one thing he wants to learn,
He wants is to learn.
the one thing he wants is to learn mother's words from mother's lips.
Mm.
That is why he looks so innocent.
Mm-hmm.
Baby had a heap of gold and pearls, yet he came like a beggar to this earth. It is not for nothing he came with such a disguise. This dear little naked medicine pretends to be
Medicant, I believe.
Medicant
Mm-hmm.
pretends to be utterly helpless.
It does spell like I'm sorry, medicine, right? But it's not medicine. Medicant.
To be utterly helpless, so that he may beg for mother's wealth of love.
Wealth of love.
Baby was so free from every tie in the land of the tiny crescent moon.
Mm-hmm.
It was not for nothing that he gave up his freedom. He knows that there is room for endless joy in mother's little corner of a heart, and it is sweeter far than liberty to be caught and pressed in her dear arms.
Mm.
Baby never knew how to cry. He dwelt in a land of perfect bliss. It is not for nothing he has chosen to shed tears. Though with a smile of his dear face, he draws mother's yearning heart to him. Yet his little cries over tiny troubles weave the double bond of pity and love.
Pity and love. Comments? Esther, comments?
Kind of interesting, I guess. I don't know. I'm a little confused on
You s-
really what
What's confusing?
Mm-hmm. What confusing to you? You still don't understand the poem, the purpose, or the way to write it? Yeah. It's very simple, actually.
It's
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of a poem about infants. Like
Infants,
first, reactions and ways when they were just being born. Like it even says,
Mm-hmm.
it was baby never knew how to cry. He dwelt in the land of perfect bliss, which was the mother's stomach, obviously. Like before that, they were perfectly
that's
fine
true.
and asleep and
Yeah.
not having to do anything. And it says no wonder he cried because we've been taken from that. And there is, it's just kind of like a poem about just like a baby's mind and like way of living when they're first born.
Yes. You might able to understand this guy actually was steep and keen to express biblical concepts of your life. So with the things that he wrote, oftentimes has to do with some biblical allusions, okay, like a sea or ocean implies the trouble of the world, right? So baby here more like Jesus' mind of you have to be like a little child in order to enter the kingdom of God. So what does baby look like? So the thought would be said, okay, what's truly a newborn baby look like? You know, so the poet is able to narrow that down or envision what a newborn baby in all trust his ways look like. So the title of the poem would be Baby's Ways, you know, more talking about the baby have more than innocent, actually become a vulnerable, dependable, and seeking and rest in the care of another. In this case, is a loving mother, right? So alluding to what it means to be a newborn baby of God, you know. So that's, however, is maybe something you have to learn to appreciate the poems in such a light. So that's why I like this poem, because it brings some truth so clear, so vividly. So next turn. Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
The undefeated pageant. Who was it colored? Who was it colored? That little frock, my child, and covered your sweet limbs with that little red tunic. You have come out in the morning to play in the courtyard, tottering and tumbling as you run. But who was it colored, that little frock, my child? What is it that makes you laugh, my little lifeblood? Mother smiles at you standing on the threshold. She claps her hands, and her bracelets jingle as you dance with your bamboo stick in your hand like a tiny little shepherd. But what is it that makes you laugh, my little bud? Oh, beggar, what do you beg for, clinging to your mother's neck with both your hands? Oh, greedy heart, shall I pluck the world like a fruit from the sky to place it on your little rosy palm? Oh, beggar, what are you begging for? The wind carries away the glee, the tinkling of your anklet bells. The sun smiles and watches your toilet. The sky watches. What? The sky watches over you when you sleep in your mother's arms. And the morning comes, tiptoe to your bed, and kisses your eyes. The wind carries away in glee the tinkling of your ankle bells. The fairy mistress of dreams is coming towards you, flying through the twilight sky. The world mother keeps your seat by you and your mother's heart. He who plays his music to the stars is standing at your window with his flute. And the fairy mistress of dreams is coming towards you, flying through the twilight sky. I don't really understand that.
Guys, a toilet is not...
Well, it says lavatory washing on the...
No, a toilet is where you basically prepare yourself for the day. Like, you guys all visit the toilet every day to prepare yourself for the day.
Yep. It is a
Still,
porter for
I'm not sure I want the sun
for.
to watch me.
Said you sleep in your mother's room. This a lot of wording that modern English in a century later had to change the meaning, even today. So you can see the morphemes in English language. For example, the mistress today is a bad word. Am I speaking about the bad thing? But in those days, actually means most of the time means means the major male figure in a household. So it's like like one who have servants, male servants, order others what to do. So you say that Sarah for the case in Abraham's case has been called mistress in that English context. But today everything changed. So unfortunately, you guys, in order to appreciate the poems, you got to understand certain culture and language differences. This guy is living in India, so he's have an Indian family. So the little girl, in this case, will wear and dancing in the loving environment of an Indian family culture, So, which is a lot of servants, a lot of people around, but most likely is enjoy the love and the peace, the blessing of beautiful family. So, yeah. Any comments? No one?
No, I don't have any.
No. This is beautiful poems, and I wish you guys could listen and read with understanding and offer some more comments on this. Okay, so go ahead. Next one. Yeah.
Me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Sleep stealer?
But I don't have something that's gonna make me burst out laughing.
Oh, souls sleep from babies. Wait.
Who stole?
Who stole? Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Okay, stop laughing.
I'm sorry. Who stole sleep from?
you can do anything. Okay. Yeah.
So
You can take a walk if you want to come back to quiet yourself. So, yeah.
okay.
I thought you started over. So, yeah.
No.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Wait. Who stole sleep from my baby's eyes? I must know. Copsing her pitcher to her waist, mother went to fetch water from the village nearby.
That's beautiful reading there. Mm-hmm.
It was noon. The children's playtime was over. The ducks in the pond were silent. The shepherd boy lay asleep under the shadow of
Banyan tree.
banyan tree.
Yeah, banyan is a certain kind of tree. Remember, there were a lot of roots, grew all over. You can crawl over. So there's a certain kind of tree. Do you know? Okay, check it out. Copy that word and go to Wikipedia. See what a banyan tree look like. Okay, it's a beautiful tree. Banyan.
Yeah, that is cool to me.
Yeah, it's
It's a fig tree.
mostly in the Indian, those southern weather. So, do you see some pictures there? Look at that.
It's like 10,000 little trees.
Look at that. Look at that. Yeah. You can see it's so huge that it become a gathering center for people sometimes, right? So
Yeah, sometimes it like creates like a whole inside area.
yeah.
says like this root system spreads out over several acres sometimes.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's like one of the biggest ones in the world. There's like like an entire building because it like covers.
Yeah, one of the most famous trees. There's another tree called the banana tree in Australia. One of the famous trees. Strange shade tree. So, Okay, continue.
The cranes stood gray and still in the swamp near the mango grove.
Mm-hmm.
In the meanwhile, the sleep sailor came and snatched sleep from my baby's eyes. Baby's eyes. Oh, wait a second. Let me understand what I'm saying. The sleep stealer came and snatched sleep from my baby's eyes, flew away. When mother came back, she found baby traveling the room on all fours. Who stole sleep from my baby's eyes? I must know. I must find her and chain her up. I must look into that dark cave where through boulders the scowling stones trickless a tiny
Trickles.
trickles. I must search the
Drowsy, feel drowsy.
drowsy shade of wow.
Yeah, that's a special word again. Bacola, right? Bacola, yeah. No idea what that means. So let's look at it. That's evidently is a local word. So
What comes up? Sky.
yeah,
What?
there's no explanation for that. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, there we go. Where pigeons coo in their corner, and fairies' anklets tinkle in stillness of
Starry nights. You know that one, right? So, have you heard that song before? Starry night.
No, but I should know how to spell.
Okay.
In the evening, I will peep into the whispering silence of the bamboo forest, where fireflies. Someone's gonna already have to tell me that works. I'm not gonna.
Squander.
What?
Squander. You know what squander means? I mean, waste.
Squander their life, and will ask every creature I meet, can anybody tell me where the sleep stealer lives? What response we're gonna get? Who stole sleep from my baby's eyes? I must know. Shouldn't I give her a good lesson if I could only catch her? I would raid her nest and see where she hoards all her stolen sleep. I would
Plunder.
I would plunder and carry it home. Plunder it all and carry it home. I would blind her.
Bind.
I will bind her two wings securely. Set her on the bank of the river, and then let her play at fishing with a reed among the rushes and water
lilies. Are you still struggling with seeing the character ride on the phone? different than books, I believe. So.
Yeah, I can picture them.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh,
Take
wait,
your
they're
time.
asking me if I could see the words?
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
asking me if I could see the story in my head.
There's a story here for sure, but do you see the character right? Can you discern the character? Good. Mm-hmm.
When the marking is over,
The marketing
is over in the evening, and the village children sit in their mother's laps. Then the night birds will
mockingly
din her ears with, "Whose sleep will you steal now?"
That's it. Let's finish this portion. You know what the word mocking means?
Mocking?
Uh huh.
I think so.
Have you heard of the novel called The Mockingbird? How to Kill a Mockingbird?
My mom wants me to read that.
Oh, I never read that book, but I heard a very famous one. So, well, that's a long poem. I'm gonna read it. If you're not bored or tired.
I'm gonna use the restroom.
No way, man. It's my turn. So.
I don't think I have the choices.
It's for all of them.
Yeah. Hope so. Hope so. He went to the toilet where the sun shines through. No, that's fully understandable. Okay, Sleep Stealer. I like this one. Just like a little bit story there, huh? Elijah, you want to read it?
Sure. Who stole sleep from my baby's eyes?
Well, I don't understand why you guys had to add mind there. There's no mind there.
Who stole sleep from baby's eyes? No. Clasping her pitcher to her waist, mother went to fetch water by the village nearby.
From. Fetch water.
Yeah.
From.
What, I didn't say from?
No. You said by.
From the village nearby.
Mm-hmm.
It was noon. The children's playtime was over. The ducks in the pond were silent.
Mm-hmm.
The shepherd boy lay under the shadow of the banyan tree.
Lay asleep on the shadow. Do you have eye problem as well?
I don't like.
You want to use my glasses?
I don't like reading on the phone.
Yeah.
Lie asleep under the shadow of the banyan tree.
I'm teaching you. Go ahead. Banyan tree. Banyan tree is a tree. We just studied that.
The crane stood grave and still in the swamp near the mango tree.
Anybody know about the crane? Yeah, have you know the crane? Yeah. You know what crane is? It's a bird, am I right? So, yeah.
We've seen one.
Oh, is that right? Oh, they're beautiful birds. So. Go ahead.
In the meanwhile, the sleep stealer came and, snatching sleep from my baby's eyes, flew away. From baby's eyes. Flew away.
That's my baby.
Yeah. Evidently, you want to be a mother. That's what it is. Go ahead.
When mother came back, she found baby traveling the room on all. When mother came back, she found baby traveling the room over on all fours.
What that means? On all fours.
Crawling.
Crawling on hands and feet, am I right? So, yeah.
What's
Go
it
ahead.
supposed to mean? Like, the baby just can't sleep? Or he can't see?
Yeah, evidently the mother leave the baby to rest. Suddenly he found the baby is not doing that, so crawling over.
It's like,
so,
woke up, no!
so that started the imaginary story, you know. So in this poem, it's beautiful. Don't knock the table. I'm recording everything. You're gonna like a sounder beaming. If your mom listened to it, she's like, "Well, who made that sounder clan?" Go ahead. Or the guy from the sunshine place come back. Sorry, Elijah is very serious. He's upset. He's interrupting all the time. So. Go ahead. Read a lot.
Who stole sleep from our baby's eyes? I must know. I must find her and chain her up. I must look into that dark cave where, through boulders and scowling stones, trickles a tiny stream. I must search in the drowsy shade of the Bakula Grove, where the pigeons coo in their corner, and the fairies' anklets tinkle in the stillness of the starry nights. In the evening, I will peep into the whispering silence of the bamboo forest, where the fireflies squander their light, and I will ask every creature I met, Can anybody tell me where the sleep stealer lives? Who stole?
Stop making unnecessary noises. Go ahead.
Who stole sleep from baby's eyes? I must know. Shouldn't I give her a good lesson if I could only catch her?
Yeah.
I would raid her nest and see where she hoards all her stolen sleep. I would plunder it all and carry it home.
Oh.
I would bind her 2 wings securely, set her on the bank of the river, and then let her play at fishing with a reed among the rushes and water lilies.
Yeah.
When the marketing is over in the evening, and the village children sit in their mothers' laps, then the night birds will mockingly din her ears with, Whose sleep will you steal now?
Ah. Who's asleep? Well, you still know. That's where mockingly. Okay, the beginning. Okay, we're going to read this one. Start with. We're going to volunteer from this point on. I think everybody lost interest. The guy from Sunshine place. Okay.
Is that a reference to the song?
you don't need to know, okay?
I think I get it.
You get it? Okay, good for you.
That's like the creepiest.
The beginning.
Where have I come from? Where did you pick me up? The baby asked its mother. She answered, half crying, half laughing, and clasping the baby to her breast. You were hidden in my heart as its desire, my darling. You were in the dolls of my childhood's games. And when with clay I made the image of my God every morning, I made and unmade you then. You were enshrined with our household deity. In this worship I worshipped you. In all my hopes and my loves and my life, and the life of my mother you have lived. In the lap of the deathless spirit who rules our home, you have been nursed for ages. When in girlhood my heart was opening its petals, you hovered as a fragrance about it. Your tender softness bloomed in my youthful limbs, like a glow in the sky before the sunrise. Heaven's first darling, twin-born with the morning light, you have floated down the stream of the world's life, and at last you have stranded on my heart. As I gaze on your face, mystery overwhelms me. You who belong to all
Are you guys reading with us?
mine.
Okay. I want you to follow, okay? If you lost, let us stop for you. So read the words.
For fear of losing you, I hold you tight to my breast. What magic has snared the world's treasure in these slender arms of mine?
Well, I'm going to repeat this one. I like this one. Even some parties don't. So, evidently, in India, they make a gods or make their gods and home gods are the clay, okay? They have some idol worship there, but should not hinder us to appreciate certain poems. The beginning. Where have I come from? Where did you pick me up? The baby asked its mother. She answered, half crying, half laughing, and clapping the baby to her breast. You were hidden in my heart as desire, my darling. You were in the doors of my childhood games. And with the clay, I made the image of my God every morning. I made and unmade you then. You were enshrined with our household deity. In the worship, I worshipped you. In all my hopes and my loves, in my life, in the life of my mother, you have lived. In the lands of deathly spirit who ruled our home, you have been nursed for ages. When in girlhood my heart was opening its petals, you hovered as a fragrance about it. Your tender softness bloomed in my youthful limbs like a glow in the sky before the sunrise. Heaven's first starling, twine born with the morning light, you have floated down the stream, the world's life, the last, you have stranded on mine heart. As I gaze on your face, mystery overwhelms me, you who belong to all have become mine. For fear of losing you, I hold you tight to my breast. What magic has snared the world treasure in the slender arms mine? Next one, volunteer. That's a beautiful poem. The love of the mother. Are you sneezing?
No.
Okay. Sometimes we do have a runny nose. I have tissues for you.
Sure, I'll take it.
There is some there. Oh, paper
Where?
there. No, my table. Look at that. Oh, the papers,
Paper
basically.
towel
Yeah,
or
paper towels. Yeah, not tissue maybe. So. Okay, Naomi, turn. Volunteer, Naomi.
I will.
Don't drowsy off. Don't be sleepy. Nobody steal your sleep. Yeah. Go ahead. Baby's World.
Baby's world.
We're gonna finish this on this one. So.
I wish I could take a quiet corner in the heart of my baby's very own world. I know it has stars that talk to him, and a sky that scoops down to his face to amuse him with its silly clouds and rainbows. Those who make believe to be dumb and look as if they never could move come creeping to his window with their stories and with trays crowded with bright toys. I wish I could travel by the road that crosses baby's mind and out beyond all bounds, where messengers run errands for no cause between the kingdoms and kings of no history, where reason makes kites of her laws and flees them, and truth
Flies them.
and truth sets fact free from its fetters.
Feathers. The chains of feathers. And I say. Okay, let me repeat again. Baby's World. I wish I could take a quiet corner in the heart my baby's own world. No, at the stars and talk to him, and the sky that stoops down to his face to amuse him with the silly clouds and rainbows. Those who make believe to be dumb and look as if they never could move, come creeping to his window with the stories and with the trees crowded with the bright toys. I wish I could travel by the road that crosses the baby's mind, and out beyond all bounds, where messengers run errands for no cause between the kingdoms of kings of no history, where reason makes kites her laws and flies them, and truth sets facts free from its feathers. We're gonna have Esther to finish reading this again. So, the same poem. So. Read aloud, like a poet would do.
I wish I could take a quiet corner in the heart of my baby's very own world. I know it has stars that talk to him, and a sky that stoops down to his face to amuse him with its silly clouds and rainbows. Those who make believe to be dumb and look as if they were never if they never can move, come creeping to his window with their stories and with trays crowded with bright toys. I wish I could travel by the road that crosses baby's mind, and out beyond all bonds, bound, where messengers run errands for no cause between the kingdoms of kings of no history, where reason makes the kites of her laws and flies them, and truth sets fact free from its fetters.